What's blocking you from having more money? Really, you could have a money block. Let me tell you more. See, welcome to More Than Therapy. I am your host, Kene Corder, National Certified Counselor specialized in financial therapy for healers. Hey, money blocks keep healers from building a successful practice. Why? Because you are focused on the negative. And what you focus on expands. You know this. So if you are focused on the negative, what are you going to get more of? The negative. The negative feelings you are feeling get multiplied when you focus on them. Hmm. So, for that reason, today I want to talk to you about the top three negative emotions blocking healers from making money. And I mean more money. Sure, you make some money. Absolutely. You've been at this for a little while now. What, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. And you've grown your practice. You have clients, but you want more. And there's something blocking you from getting more. Am I right? hmm Have you thought about what that might be? Well, let me ask you this question. How do you feel when you think about making lots of money? Oh, do you feel like, oh, yes, that's me? I can't wait. I'm just looking so forward to it. Oh, it feels so good. Money comes easily and frequently, and it comes often, and I get to keep it, and I get to share it with the world, and I get to heal people in order to make it. Is that what you're feeling? Is that like that excitement, that enjoyment? Or is it more like discomfort? Like when you think of making lots of money, do you feel some sort of negative emotion? Do you get uncomfortable? Because if that's the case, that's the negative emotion that I am talking about. And it is my job to help you get comfortable asking for money, receiving money, and ultimately having money. So you can make a difference while making money. I mean, doesn't that sound good? Does that sound good or good? Exactly. So if you can make money and making it and make a difference, would that be the life that you desire? Think about it. You're making money, you're making a difference, and you're feeling good about it. Well, that's what we're going for. But before we can go there, we've got to address the top three negative emotions that I see healers experience: guilt, greed, and envy. Now, I'm going to break those down for you in just a second. All three of those get in the way of you building a successful practice. Now, you might not be feeling all three, you may be feeling one or the other, but sometimes you do feel all three. And they come from your money beliefs. That guilt comes from money beliefs, greed comes from your money beliefs, envy, all of that comes from what you believe about money. So, let me ask you a question, another question. What do you believe about money? Now, you can put this in the comments below. I really want to know the answer to this. Do you believe that rich people are greedy? Is that something you heard? Money doesn't grow on trees. Is that something you heard? Better to give than to receive. Did you hear that about money and decide to believe it? I know I certainly did. That was my money program that I had to clear. And this other one too. You got to work hard for money. I come from a family of hard workers. How about you? But they're not wealthy. I mean, they're wealthy in a way. And I actually got to that level of success. And then, building a six-figure practice just wasn't enough anymore. I mean, really, let's think about it. You used to say you wanted to feel like $1 million. Now I say I want to feel like $1 billion, because $1 million is that's like minimum wage now. And I know already I'm making you feel uncomfortable by saying $1 million is like minimum wage. And you're like, what? Take a breath, breathe, and allow yourself to get more comfortable having money. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not a wave your magic wand kind of thing. It takes some time and some repetition, and it takes you and I getting together and working through your money blocks. But before we do that, I'm just going to address some things today, like those three negative emotions. Yeah, I call those money beliefs or those negative emotions you feel around money your money mentality. Now, if you've been following for a while, you've probably heard me say that. I've always said that. Your You hear people say money mindset, and that's conscious brain. Money mentality is subconscious brain. And those subconscious beliefs govern you. They control you. Now, if you decide you've got to work hard for money, if you're not working hard, you're going to feel guilty. You're not going to feel like you deserve this money. But how many hardworking broke people do you know? Probably a lot, right? Yeah, working hard has nothing to do with having money, but your money mentality is your money reality. So if you go about life working hard because you believe that that's how you get money, yet it is not the truth, then you're just going to be working hard and you're not going to see the results. In fact, you're going to be doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and that does not feel good. In fact, it feels really bad, really, really bad, as my grandson would say. And so, what I suggest you do is to join me in my free live masterclass. You can click the link in the description, but you'll go to presidentiallifestyle.com/live masterclass. It's easier to just click the link in the description. Make sure you go directly there with no problems, easy peasy. So, if you like anything I've said so far, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Ask for notifications by clicking the bell and share this video with a colleague of yours. Follow me on TikTok as well so that we can talk a little bit more about you getting comfortable with money. Now, let me take you a little deeper into each one of those beliefs. We talked about guilt. If you're not working hard for money, right? That's your money programming, then you're going to feel guilty. This guilt makes you feel bad or shy when it comes to asking for money. So if you don't feel like you've deserved it, like you haven't worked hard enough, you haven't given enough value, then you are going to feel guilty. And what you consider value is probably you doing more than your fair share. So you're burnout, you're worn out, you're taking on too many clients, and you're not charging enough money because you feel guilty because you think that you have to earn it as if you haven't already. I mean, come on, you are worth it. Now, the other one that you could be feeling is greed. And greed makes you discount you discount yourself, it makes you discount your prices, and it makes you give too much of yourself away. You're always available, you are overworking, and not only are you available to your clients, you're available to any and everybody who calls you. And that feeling that you might be greedy makes you say yes to everybody because you're like, well, I don't want to say no to anybody. That's also your guilt. You say yes to everybody because you feel guilty. But then also, then there's this feeling of greed because you have to say yes to everybody because you don't have enough money. So you're yes, 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 yes. But then you start to feel greedy because you've said yes to all these people. Really, you really should have said no, but you had to say yes because you need enough money to pay your bills. But every time you say yes, you feel a little bit of guilt, a little bit of greed. But every time you say no, you also feel a little bit of guilt, right? And then you feel like, well, how do I make this all go away? Before I tell you that, let me tell you the third top negative emotion is envy. And sometimes this one is number one for many of us healers. We see these coaches out here making millions and millions of dollars, barely making lives transform, but yet somehow they have all these followers. They have millions of followers, millions of monies, dollars, you know what I'm saying? And And it looks like they're just like really enjoying life, right? And you're like, why not me? So there's this tad bit of envy there. And coaches and healers, there's a need for coaching and there's a need for healing, and they all come together at the right time. So you being focused on coaching, that's another reason. Remember earlier I said you're focused on the wrong things. That's another reason why you have a block, because you're trying to be something you're not. Now, I'm going to address this in the masterclass where we talk about your authentic self and your imposter self, and how if you're in your imposter self, you're just not going to make money, which some people can do that. Some people can make money. They can be in their imposter self and they can make all the money, but you can't. That's just not the way you get money. And it's because you are too authentic for that. So I'm going to talk about that in the masterclass, and I'm going to talk about so much more. There's nothing wrong with you. But when you feel that envy, it makes you feel like it's something wrong with you, right? Or like there's something that they know that you don't know, like, or something you're doing wrong. Well, you're not doing anything wrong except that you're focused on the wrong thing. You are focused on the negative. You are focused on what you don't have. You are focused on what's not going well. It's time to stop doing that. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to join me in my free masterclass? Are you going to let go of those negative emotions? Are you going to attract more positive emotions and follow those? Last video, I told you to just notice when you have those negative emotions. And once you notice them, then I didn't want you to do anything just yet. I just wanted you to notice them. There's more. We're going to do more in the live master class. But here's your field work. Get delusional. Like, those negative emotions you're so used to feeling. I want you to go ahead and feel some positive emotions. I want you to pretend, like, imagine, like when you were a kid, like that kind of imagine. Just let your brain wander. What would it be like? How much could you possibly charge for one session? Maybe you've heard of people who charge, you know, $500 a session or $1,000 a session. What if what if I told you I paid $5,000 for a session with someone? $5,000. That is how much that person charged. And I have also charged $5,000 for a session. Believe it or not, I know you're like, what were you doing in that session? No, this is not what you think. It's real healing. And you can do that too. But maybe you feeling guilt or greed or something. Or maybe you just feel envy when I told you I charge $5,000 a session. Now, not every session, but depend on what the session calls for. Yeah. There's so much going on right now in you. I can feel it because I'm a healer and you know what I'm talking about. But wait, you've gone too far. You've let those negative emotions come up. And that's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. What you're supposed to be doing, read the screen. You're supposed to be getting delusional, like feel the good feelings. Like, I mean, just like, oh, me with money, healing the world, doing my thing, loving it, enjoying it. Yeah. Do you know I work like 3 or 4 days a week, and I work about 4 to 6 hours a day, not 12 hours like I used to. And I travel the world. Like right now, I'm in Portugal, and I'll probably be here for about 2 weeks, and then I'll be in France. So, I mean, I get to spend time with my family when I'm in the city or country that they're in. But life can be a beautiful thing. It can be the life you deserve, you desire. You just have to first get a little delusional and just imagine what that could be. And then after you do that, as you allow yourself each day to just imagine what life could be like, I want you to join my masterclass. Go ahead and click the link in the description because we have so much to talk about. I have so much to share with you, and I'm looking forward to doing it. I will see you soon if you click the link and register for the masterclass, because It's time for you to grow your practice. So I'll see you soon, right? Let's get comfortable asking for money, receiving money, and ultimately having money so you can make money while making a difference. I am Kanae Quarter, National Certified Counselor, specializing in financial therapy for healers, and you've been watching More Than Therapy. Join me every week, next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that, and maybe even we can get closer. You can interact with me in my group. But before we do all of that, make sure you register for the masterclass, and I'll see you sooner.